Hello, I'm Jo Bridgeman, Professor of Healthcare Law and Feminist Ethics. The focus for my research is a critical analysis of the legal regulation of healthcare, with an emphasis upon responsibilities for children's healthcare. In my work, I seek to challenge the focus in law upon individualism and autonomy, drawing upon and developing the feminist ethic of care. I argue that the law should acknowledge the connections between individuals, dependency as a norm, and the centrality of relationships to the provision of care. I have been interested to examine the difference that a feminist ethic of care perspective could bring to the legal regulation of healthcare, something I have sought to do through the development of the concept of relational responsibility. The starting point for my work was an examination of the lessons that could be learned from the experiences of parents detailed in their statements to the Bristol Royal Infirmary Inquiry, an inquiry into children's heart surgery in Bristol in the late 80s and early 90s. Using the concept of relational responsibility, I have argued for recognition in law of the individuality of the child, something I suggest a concept of relational responsibilities does better than the atomistic concept of rights that we see, for example, in the European Convention on Human Rights. That we should also recognise the expertise of carers and the constraints that are imposed upon carers, for example, limited societal support or discriminatory attitudes. I have argued that the legal framework should recognise that healthcare professionals and parents have different responsibilities to children in their care, and it is important for both to be recognised in providing high quality care to children. I've developed the concept of relational responsibilities through examination of a range of issues, from the legal regulation of provision of healthcare to young children in my monograph, Parental Responsibility, Young Children and Healthcare Law, to the limited response of the law to the organ retention scandal. The Bristol Inquiry revealed an extensive practice of the retention of organs removed during post-mortems without the knowledge or consent of parents or families. I've been particularly concerned to refute the criticism that the feminist ethic of care valorises care and confines women to this undervalued realm of work by examining the role of the law in relation to difficult, demanding, intensive aspects of care. For example, whether the law supports or hinders the intensive caring of children with severe disabilities. My current work explores the consequences of developments in medical treatment. For example, the consequences for adults who are seeking assisted reproductive services after life-saving treatment has rendered them infertile, or children whose capacities may be harmed by radical treatment necessary to save their lives. I'm also working with colleagues on an interdisciplinary project which examines the legal advice provided to those who are entering into surrogacy arrangements.